Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So, yesterday we have some disturbances. Hope today it will go smoothly. Okay. So, yesterday we started with transmission systems, and in that we have completed manual transmission and automatic transmission. Okay. So, manual transmission control is in the driver's hand. So he will decide the gear to be selected, and accordingly the gears ratio are adjusted, and we are getting the output speed and required torque for driving the vehicle. Whereas in automatic, depending on the speed or sensing the speed, automatically your gear ratio will be adjusted. Okay, in case of automatic. The difference between the gear ratio of automatic and manual we have seen. Okay, so as compared to manual, automatic transmission is very complex. Okay, but the advantages, there is no need of any manual interference for changing the gear. Okay, so that is all about your automatic and manual transmission. Now the next one is, this is the newer one, or mostly used in bikes also. Nowadays it is becoming popular in case of motorbikes, as well as it is used in vehicles, cars. Okay, so it is continuous variable transmission, as the name represents. So it's a continuous variable. That means the gear ratio, the infinite gear ratio can be obtained. Okay. Like in previous cases, there are 4 to 5 different gear ratios can be obtained, whereas here the different gear sets are existing, and we can change the gear in steps. Okay, if we have to switch to the third gear, then we have to start from first, second, and third. In that sequence only we can change the gear. Whereas here also it is increasing, but it is increasing in the continuous fashion. Okay, so there is not fixed steps existing in case of continuous variable transmission. Okay, so infinite gear ratio can be possible. That is the beauty or advantage of this continuous variable transmission. Okay, so it is advanced technology of automatic transmission, we can say. Okay, so it is gearless transmission. There are no gears existing. There is different pulley and belt type of arrangement is existing, which can be adjusted to get the different gear ratios. Okay, so unlike traditional automatic transmission, continuously variable transmission don't have a gearbox and set with a set of gears. Okay, number of gears. Okay, so it shifts automatically with an infinite number of ratios, as just now we discussed. Okay, so it transmits steplessly, continuously it can change. Okay, what are the advantages of this CVT, continuous variable transmission? Is it provide engine torque in the optimum condition. Okay, so there is no shift clock, that is we need to press the clutch and then we have to change the gear. So all those things doesn't exist here. So time which is taken to shift your gear from one gear to another, so that will be avoided here in case of CVT. Even in automatic, so not manually but internally, your system is changing the gear from one gear to the next gear, from first to second, second to third. Okay, and there also some time is required to adjust the clutch plates. As we have seen, we have to just lock the C1 sometimes, C5 sometimes. Okay, so that time is required. So that shifting is not existing in case of continuous variable transmission. Okay, so transmission ratio can be adjusted continuously, and because of that we are getting improved fuel efficiency. Okay, so and better acceleration. So these are the advantages of your continuous variable transmission. There exist three different types of arrangements, and based on that, three different types of continuous variable transmissions. We'll see. The first one is, as I said, it is pulley and belt. It consists of pulley and belt type of arrangement. Okay, in which two V-shaped pulleys are used for input and output transmission. Okay, so input is connected to one V-shaped pulley and output will be transferred through the belt to the another V-shaped pulley. Okay, so in this V-shaped pulley, one disc is fixed and another is it is known as sieve. Okay, so another sieve is moving. Okay, or we can say another disk is moving. Same way at the output side, one disk is fixed and another one is moving. Okay, so as per the requirement, either the distance between at the input between these two disks will be reduced, and if this will be reduced at the input, if the distance is reduced, the output distance will be increased, and automatically we are getting increase in speed or the increase in whatever is the gear ratio. Okay, so same way, depending on the speed, so these two sieves will be moved either outside or inside based on the signal sensed from the accelerometer, that is speed. Okay, so this is how your pulley and belt arrangement works. So second type of continuous variable transmission is toroidal CVT. In this, the two discs are used which are movable. Again, one is movable, one is fixed, and in these two discs, there are two dishes are used which are rotating. Okay, so actually both these discs and these dish, all these four components are rotating, and based on the rotation and the position of this dish, okay, so the gear ratio can be adjusted. For example, these pictures will show you or clear the idea. Okay, so these are the dish positions, and if this is the disk position and rotation, we are getting slower rotation or slower torque for this particular disk, whereas if considered this as input or this as the input, red one as the input, then if input is slower, in that case we are getting output as faster. Okay, the same one, your gear ratio, it is reducing the speed, okay, increasing the torque based on this. So you can clearly observe that here we are getting more disturbance or friction, and because of that the speed of the upper disk is reducing. Okay, and if this dishes are just mounted like this, so we are getting almost equal speed transfer between these two discs. Okay, so again, based on the position, the continuous gear ratio can be adjusted based on the position or movement of these rotational dishes. Okay, the third one is conical or cone type CVT. Okay, so the arrangement itself is giving us idea how it is moving. So two cones are used here. Okay, and this belt is continuously moving, adjusting itself according to the speed required. Okay, so obviously if the arrangement is like this, this is representing the position, okay, of movement of your belt. Okay, so at this particular position it is low, and as it is moving forward, because here we can see this is representing input torque is applied over here, and output we are achieving at this output of the second cone. Okay, so as it is moving, the speed is getting increased. Okay, so this is very simple arrangement, but giving very efficient output using this continuous variable transmission. I think it's clear. These graphs also represent the difference between manual transmission and CVT. So here we are getting only fixed gear ratios, or fixed gears, okay, and we need to switch it from one to another. So in that we need to actually the time which is taken will be, or it is not smoother change from one gear set to the another one, okay. Whereas here you can see we are getting the vehicle's velocity is almost constant, it is not affecting, okay. That means the passengers are cannot observe, cannot differentiate the change in the gears, whereas here we can differentiate that one because there is obviously little decrease in the speed whenever you're changing this gears, okay. Also compared, if we compare the time that is taken to reach from the initial speed to the higher speed, in case of CVT it is taking 8.8 seconds, whereas here manual obviously it will take more than that CVT, okay. So efficiency, in terms of efficiency, CVT proved 35% more efficient than manual transmission, and with same car and engine the CVT takes only 75% of time to accelerate to the 100 kilometers per hour. So these are the observations, or these are the comparisons we can say, and which is making your CVT more popular or more suitable as compared to manual transmission. Okay. Something simulation, it is representing how it is changing. You can just observe the shape of this belt, how it is changing, and based on that how we are getting the different gear ratios. So here the belt shape is represented, so it is almost giving you the idea of this is input gear, output gear, okay, and that gear ratio we are changing by changing this position of the pulley, okay. This is all about CVT. Hope there should not be any doubt in CVT. It is clear to you, okay. So then 12 clutch transmission, again as name represents, we are using two different sets of transmissions or the gearbox, okay. So one gearbox will be used for all even gears and another gearbox will be used for odd gears, okay. And the control or changing is done, the gear switch or the decision of gear switch will be done in synchronous with the driver and the ECUs. ECUs has to keep track that currently your vehicle is in which gear, and based on that automatically your clutches and your next gear is ready, okay. So already engaged, for example here I can explain that one. If it is running in the first gear, automatically your second gear dog clutch will be in contact with the second gear set, and whenever we have to switch, as it is already in contact with the second gear, so the time which is taken to shift from one to second is less as compared to the manual, okay. Rest working and everything will remain same. So dual clutch transmission can be used either in automatic transmission as well as it can be used for the manual transmission, and in both the cases only the advantage is the switching time which is taking from one gear to the another gear, that is changing, okay. And again we are smoother switching from one gear to the another gear. So this is representing your manual switching from first to second, okay, whereas this red part is representing because of 12 clutch, as the second gear is already in position, so time which is taken to shift from first gear to second gear is less as compared to the manual transmission, okay, in case of 12 clutch. That is the advantage or use of the dual clutch transmission. Again here the transition from one gear to the second is smoother as compared to manual or automatic without brake clutch. Advantages: jerkless transition of the gears we can obtain, provide higher efficiency than the traditional and automatic transmission, improves acceleration and responsiveness, okay, able to handle higher torque requirements and reduces the fuel consumption and increases the emission. Okay, so these are the advantage, and all these things because that if you are taking more time to switch from one gear to another gear, still your engine is running. That means whenever engine is running, it is consuming the fuel. Obviously, the time taken to shift from one gear to another gear reduces. The fuel consumption will reduce, and hence it increases the fuel efficiency, and same way this reduction in the emissions are taking place. Okay, so disadvantage is complex structure. As we have already gone through the video, it is representing how complex your automatic transmission is. Okay, and likewise we are using two sets of the automatic transmission. Okay, and those two sets needs to work in coordination, so obviously the working and structure will become complex and heavy. Okay, requires added power to create hydraulic pressure needed to adjust the pulley and cones. Okay, and is currently more expensive than the traditional automatic transmissions or the manual transmissions. Okay, so this is the advantage or drawbacks of transmission system, and this will end all transmission systems, its comparison working. Okay, so is there any doubt in this? Yes, student. So we are finished with transmission system. Okay, we have finished with the transmission system, and I hope you understood. Okay. So now